Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn them notifications on. So you may be able to see by the amount of layers that I am currently wearing, it's rather cold here considering what the weather and temperatures are usually like here in Shropshire. But we have got cold weather on the horizon this week coming up. As you'll see, there is snow blowing from behind me. Now, one of the problems with this cold weather that we have got coming is the fact that it is coming from the east, and basically easterly wind is bitterly cold and brings very cold temperatures. Something that we massively struggle with here is when we do get weather coming from the east, it tends to cause things to freeze. If a lot of you will probably remember the good old beast from the east, as they called it a couple of years ago, we had an absolute nightmare here. We had snow driving into the motors, the milking motors were freezing, the water in the parlour was freezing, the pulsators, everything. It was a nightmare. We had to put makeshift doors in and all sorts of things. So hopefully it doesn't quite come that bad, but for this video today, I've got a pipe that runs across the yard, which is this one just down here. So yeah, very exposed to the cold weather, so it's gonna freeze. Now this was a quick fix because the water used to run across the cow yard, but it blew a hole underneath the yard, which now requires a big fix on the cow yard because there's a big hole there. But this was put in as a quick fix, and obviously now we're gonna be getting cold weather. We need to insulate it of some sort. So we thought about chucking some hay bales on it, but that's just a pain because if it rains or anything, they're just going to get ruined. So I have got just over here, apologies for the no video this last weekend just gone. I just didn't get around to recording anything last week. Call me lazy, you would be right. So we got this. It's just general lagging that just goes around pipes just to insulate them. So I'm just going to really quickly wrap this up around this pipe. I've also got to put a strip of this on the boiler for the house because we really don't want that freezing up when it's going to be this cold. So this pipe comes from just through this gate here, and actually Cotland farmer Gareth, I don't know if any of you watch him. If you don't, head over to his channel. He's got a really good channel going there. He tagged me in something on Instagram today asking if my cows were out. Well, that gate tells the story, really. Not a chance. No way. These girls go out there, they'd be down to that in their bellies. So we will just open this. Hopefully the cows don't think they're gonna go out. I'm gonna run this insulation from the end. Oh, for God's sake. That would happen, wouldn't it? So if this is gonna freeze, I mean there's a tap on the end, it might freeze on, but to be fair, it's not gonna be too much of a problem. There is our first piece stuck on. This has a very weird way of tracking as well. So we'll now extend that. It goes under there, so I've got to move some stones. Got my Hay Team TV. Oh, cows fucking going. Oh dear. Go on you. Yeah, got the Hay Team TV hoodie on. So if any of you are looking for some nice warm clothing for this next weather, head over to their YouTube channel. You'll find a link to the shop for this clothing. This is not an ad either. I've not been asked to do that. I just thought I'd do that for a nice gesture. So I'm gonna go grab some more insulation and we'll get it stuck down on this pipe. That's enough of me yakkering on. These things remind me of them like things you used to have when you went swimming when you were a kid. These used to keep you up out of the water. Well, you stop you from sinking. I think I need them now. Literally, like when you get this, there's a little slot where your pipe goes, but that is sealed. So we just literally just run your finger down there. That opens it up, and you are all slowly swinging away from me as the gate is opening. And then you literally just pop that over your pipe and then it comes back up. Pipe sits in there, it's really simple. So, get a few more on. Look at all these nosy gits. I should think like half the herd is currently just at the gate here, having a nosy as to what's going on. There is a little 801. There we go, another piece on. That pipe there is the main feed for the dairy and the parlour. So if we have that pipe to freeze up, we can't wash any of the plant through, can't wash any sides down or anything. So, you know, that is quite an important bit of water to keep running. I mean, every bit of water is important, really. Yeah, this, along with the drinking troughs for the cows, very important. The good thing with the drinking troughs is that the cows are usually there drinking at some point, so that water's always running. That water will always be running in the trough 24/7, unless obviously the cows aren't on the yard. So usually we don't get any trouble with any troughs freezing or anything. I mean, the tanks have frozen before when it's been really cold, but I've not seen it here, but I've been told about it before. Yeah, there's that strip done. Going all the way under this water trough here, and then it just goes into the dairy the other side. So we'll get one more piece for the other side and that'll do. And there we are. There is the pipe insulated as best as we can. So there is a couple of joints, so it's just a little bit exposed in the odd place, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. So that goes all the way down there, then under that water trough to the last bit where I sort of have kind of had to bodge up a little bit. I've used two because it was open just down here, so hopefully that will be okay. All fingers crossed. This isn't so bad actually here, because obviously the wind is blowing from the east, which is the other side of that wall, so the wall does add protection here for this pipe. But if we do get sub-zero temperatures overnight, it doesn't matter where the wind's coming from, any exposed water pipes are going to freeze. So there's that job done. Now we shall head down the fields and have a look at a few fields of wheat. I have got the new drone, which I am yet to have filmed with on the channel, and I've now had this for over a month. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen some aerial shots I took of the farm just over Christmas. So that was taken on this. So this is a DJI Mavic Mini, a 249 gram drone, so that means it doesn't require any licenses. So I'm going to just take this up and just have a bit of an aerial shot of these fields just in this little block here. Well, give it a demo run and see what it's like. So the first drone footage with this to be on the channel. Let's hope it all looks good. So this has actually got a gimbal camera on it, something I could have definitely done with on my last drone but didn't have it. To be honest, the last drone was pretty pants. The camera quality was poor, and so was the ability to film with it. This here is just a 5 acre patch of wheat. Now we drilled this patch here just to empty the seed drill, and that was it. There was no other reason. We hadn't planned on drilling this whole area down here was going to be spring barley, but we drilled out what was in the drill, which ended up being 5 acres. So there was, you know, 3 parts of a bag in there, and the bottom end of this will still have spring barley on it. There'll be about 7 acres going in there. But just here is where I would have filmed from last year, having a look at this crop. We will just get down to the same height and you'll probably be able to see there's a lot more wheat here this time. So this crop is currently in its fourth leaf stage. And this was actually, because as I said, we emptied the drill on here. This was the last field of wheat to get drilled on the farm. So we started drilling on the 20th of September this last year. And I think this went in, I'm inclined to say this went in on the 10th of October. I don't know why I'm saying the 10th. I think I'm a bit late by saying that. I think it might have been a bit earlier, but we'll go with the 10th. And to be fair, it's established really well. The other fields where we went in a lot earlier, they've actually tilled a little bit over the winter, which is, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing. They are almost a little bit ahead of themselves, But with the right treatment, if we get the fertilizer on early enough, feed them tillers, get them growing, it shouldn't really be an issue. This field here has been sprayed. So this, we didn't pre-emerge anything this year, we post-emergence everything. This was sprayed with a foliar feed and then just some broadleaf weed control, I think. Now there isn't any broadleaf weed in this field here. Some of the other fields that we didn't get on to spray because they were too wet, there is a bit of broadleaf weed in there. Hopefully we can go on in the spring to solve that. But the reason for doing it in the back end is it's a cheaper time to spray it. The spray becomes a little bit more expensive in the spring. But yeah, at the moment this crop is looking extremely well. It is really nice actually to have these well-established crops around the farm this year. This time last year it was kind of quite disheartening to see. If any of you are not from a farming background, it just goes to show how 2 years in farming can differ. You can have a really good year, one year where the crops grow well, you get the weather, and then the next year you don't. And farming is a very much reliant job on what happens up there. You know, if we don't get the right weather, the crops don't grow properly. It'd be so nice to just sort of create an environment where we can control what weather happens on which field at what time, because we could time perfectly when these fields were watered, when they weren't, the right amount of sunlight they get, and everything like that. But we rely so much on Mother Nature to grow the crops for us. There's only so much we can do as farmers, and yeah, that's why some years are a lot harder than others. And there we go. There is the quick update on the wheat done. Just a bit of a general sort of video today, but a bit of something that we've been doing, and then just taking a quick look at the wheat there and trying out the new drone. Hopefully from above the fields look the same, but you can see here the green on that one down there, and this one next door. The one next door to us is where the forage rape was. Very interesting how well that's come, and it's just nice because the forage rape was kind of the break crop from the last fields of wheat and that, even though it did have that field of barley that failed. Anyway, I think that brings us to the end of this video and the end of what's on today. I think it's currently about 3:30 maybe. Oh, it's only 3:10. So I'll find something else to do now for 50 minutes. I would like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.